We all remember good old Negan, you know, when he was brutal as shit. Well, now that Negan is pretty much gone, or is he? For the ones that don't really know what I'm talking about, after season 9 of The Walking Dead, Negan became a much nicer person. He still kills and is really funny, but he's different. But now I believe that we're getting the brutal, funny, charismatic Negan back. The only reason why Negan was evil, so to speak, was because he had to protect his people. After Ricky brutally beat him, he went from a brutal leader to just a simple guy who is still extremely funny. This sounds kinda lame, but he's still a great character nonetheless. Of course, most people have a really hard time forgiving him. So now Dama, the main villain from that city, wants Negan to be the leader of this pretty big community. She found out that he is or was a great charismatic leader, so she wants him to reunite all communities and rule Manhattan, I guess. So why would Negan go back to something like that? Well, this community is pretty huge and Hilltop is now not a thing anymore. Maggie and other people are now staying at the place called Bricks. This place is not that big, so Dama's people can easily overpower them, and Negan actually cares about Maggie and everybody else now and won't allow anything bad to happen to them. So Dama is like, do what I say or Maggie and her little boy die. Now generally they don't dare to go to the Bricks, but if Negan won't be what Dama expected from him, then she'll send her little army to go kill Herschel Jr., Maggie, or people that Negan actually cares about now. Dama wants Negan to be brutal, so now the question is whether Negan will play along or not. He might just do what Dama says, but maybe he'll start to enjoy it and we'll get good old Negan back with Lucille 2.0. So from what we saw, Negan had a bunch of chances to screw all his past enemies over, and he could easily kill some in the past if he wanted when they let their guard down, but that's not who Negan is now. He really is a better person now. So we can assume that he won't be happy if he'll have to kill people, but there always was a little of old Negan in him.
Yeah, if I could do it all over again, I'd have killed every single one of you.
So it's entirely possible that Negan will become a bad guy again. I mean, I can see that happening. I mean, if you really think about it, it would make sense if the story would somehow continue with Negan escaping or something. They clearly did this to bring the old Negan back to some extent. I mean, there's so many fanboys out there that just want to see Negan with his bat again, no offense.
Yo, this is straight up Negan shit.
Yes. Yes. This is what I wanted to see.
I love him.
I mean, the most shocking and loved moment in the whole first season of that city is probably when Negan cuts open someone's guts and cracks jokes, so it's clear that people want to see that Negan again. It makes sense to bring that Negan back to some extent and create some kind of conflict with Maggie, or maybe he'll drop his act when Maggie comes looking for him with an escape plan. I don't see Negan just escaping. He'll need to be manipulative, or he'll really get back to his past self. Don't forget that Dama is smart. She's suspicious and is really starting to believe that Negan is not the same dude as he once was. So Negan will have to either try really hard to convince her that he's still the same as he was, or he'll really become what he was during the all-out war. If he doesn't do either of these, people he cares about will die. If he does go back, then that means we have Negan back in all his brutality. He'll reunite the communities and become the leader. Maybe he'll even be about Dama, or maybe something completely unpredictable will happen. I mean, New York is like 130 kilometers, which is like 80 miles away from Philadelphia, where the Civic Republic is located. So they gotta know about each other, so they could get into conflict with them, and maybe, just maybe, Rick and Michonne will find Negan in New York. It actually makes sense, although it does sound kinda ridiculous. That would be extremely cool, honestly. We're all thinking about how it's gonna look when Rick and Negan will meet again. Now Negan is kind of a good guy now, but what if Negan won't be a good guy? What if Rick will be a CRM soldier, or he'll escape from the CRM or something and he finds the same brutal Negan in New York? That would be awesome. Also, it's gonna be interesting to see how Maggie will act in these scenarios. She'll go back to save Negan, so what will happen when she finds the same Negan that killed Glenn again? Will she still try to save him? It's hard to say. In any case, if Negan somehow escapes, Dama will send people to kill people in the Bricks, maybe even Maggie or Herschel, which Negan would never ever allow, so he'll just need to do what Dama says. If he somehow escapes, people will go look for him. In any case, there's gonna be more brutal Negan in the future. I guess that there's a chance that Maggie's gonna be like, hey Commonwealth, these freaks from New York are bullying us, can you do something about it? But that's not really something that Maggie would do. The Bricks aren't big and they are probably trying to expand them, but there are simply not enough people there at the moment. So Negan just has to follow what Dama says until an opportunity comes. It's hard to predict what's gonna happen in season 2 of that city, but for now I can say we'll almost surely get more brutal Negan. People really want him back.
Liquid.